Hello everybody, my name is Calculine3639. Welcome to a deck profile of Infernoble Knights. I'm just in this video I'll be going over what the cards I use in the deck and then show you the combo plays and then verse an actual person online to show you how it verse against other people. But the first thing I have to say is to always look into other people's decks, because if you're going to research your way into decks, you want many perspectives on the decks. That's how I did it with this deck. I would advise you to do that because, getting one person's view might be different from another. So yeah, just make sure you do your research on what the deck is. First off, we're going to go with 2 Immortal Gear Fields. They are very important to the deck. They can be an absolute beat stick that you can pull out first turn, whatever. It's just since you're controlling so many equip cards that you can basically pull this out whenever. Now, I've seen some people actually use 3 of these cards. I think 2 is fine, but it's up to you. But I think 2 is fine. Next is the Infernoble Knight Renaud, the level 1. It's probably the best Infernoble Knight that can turn itself into a tuner when it's special summoned. And when it's special summoned, it can special summon itself if you control a fire warrior monster, and then it'll become a tuner. And then it gets to add a noble arms or a fire. You can target. It can add a fire warrior or one equipped spell, which can be absolutely amazing since basically everything in this deck is a fire warrior or an equipped spell. Ogres is the combo play with this. You normal summon Ogre into discarding Immortal Phoenix, and then special summoning Renaud to get Phoenix into your hand. I've seen people actually control 2 Ogres, or Ogier, whatever. I've actually seen some people actually use just 1 completely. But I think 3 is good because its equipped effect is actually amazing as well. And of course, with Renaud, 3 all the way, any deck, this deck, or this card is amazing for the deck. For Noble Knight Oliver, the only reason why it's in here is because its equipped card cannot target card effects, and then you can special summon itself by destroying a warrior or discarding an equipped spell. So that's pretty nice as well, just in case they negate your normal summon and you need to go into those combo plays. And then I've seen people control 2 of these. It's again really up to you. I say 3 is probably fine, maybe 2 if you want to go in, because this deck controls no hand traps. If you want to limit Oliver to 2 and then maybe over to 2 or 1 and throw Ash or Ghost Org, it'll probably be fine. Fire Flint Lady is amazing because you can just special summon her if you control a warrior, which basically everything we control are warriors. So you can basically get her out at any time. Bottom effect I really don't use, but it's actually still a good effect if you want to. If they have an ogre, or if you have an ogre and you don't want to go into the Noble Knight Link, and you want to just go straight into Synchro, you can destroy Fire Flint Lady to get Oliver on the field. 2 Super Quantum Red Layers. Again, it's just a Cyber Dragon for the deck. That's literally all we use this card for, and also the Fire Warrior, so why not? I've seen people use this at 3, but I think 2 is just fine. Infernoble Knight Asphalt, again, you could probably just take this out, but I use it just in case you end up drawing it, or you can just, it's just a good special summon, basically. But if you want to get rid of it and hand trap, that's perfectly fine. Neo Space Connector, always a 3, maybe 2, if you want to. I can understand 2 of Neo Space Connector, but I control 3 just because it's a warrior as well, and then you can summon into Aqua Dolphin. So if you want to control 2, that's perfectly fine. Neo Space Aqua Dolphin, of course, it's you can look at their hand, even if you can't discard a card from their hand, just looking at their hand and knowing what they have is always good. But that's if they don't negate it as well. Spell Strikers, again, we're always going to have spells in the graveyard, you can just special summon this out of the way. It's also used for the Tatsunaku play, that combo play that I'll show you later on, and I control 2 of him. TG Striker, Gimba, and Plague Spreader are just tuners. TG Striker and the Gimba is just warrior tuners that you can pull out with either, Kriston Halifax, whatever. But, if you want to go 2 TG Strikers or 2 Ginbas, it doesn't really matter. Plague Spreader is in here because of it can really affect well with Kriston Halifax. Really, that's when I go with Plague Spreader. Again, I'll show you this in the combos. I control 3 Heritage of the Challenge because it's basically just a Roto, and for Noble Knights, and you know, since Roto is limited to 1, and always having more is better. I can see them limiting this card just because Roto is limited as well, but it's a good card to have, 3 no matter what. The equip card in Infernoble Arms Drundle, again, it's basically a Rhoda, but instead of level 4 or lower, it's level 5 or lower, but it has to be a Fire Warrior. Usually, first turn you want to do this, and then go into a Super Quantum so you can just special summon Super Quantum out of the way. Infernoble Knight Arms, my bad. Joust. Again, you can probably switch this with whatever equip card you want. I would say make sure it's an equip card, whatever you replace it with. But I think it's good because you can destroy it and then add a Fire Warrior monster into your hand, which is absolutely fine. Let's say they negate Renaud, and then you have this and just add Gear Fill to your hand anyways. Triple Tax Encounter. Now this is a very, like, if you're going to build this deck in person, again, Gear Filter going for about 20. Same thing about Super Quantums. The common versions are about going $10, and their rarer versions are about $20 as well. But everything else is pretty decently cheap. Like the most expensive would, and Renaud, of course, is about $30 right now. So yeah, this is going to be a very expensive deck you're going to build, especially with Triple Tactics, which is I think going for like $60, $70, $80 right now. And especially when they limited Call of the Grave, they kind of, because it was, Call of the Grave was kind of a replacement for Triple Tactics. You want to go cheaper, but now you can't because Call of the Grave is limited. But if you did want to use a Call of the Grave, you can use 2 Triple Tactics and a Call of the Grave, but I control 3. Smoke Grenade of the Thief, another $40 card that's absolutely amazing and combos well with Emperor Charles. And I'll again show you that combo. Living Fossil, just in case they ghost or negate and destroy anything. Just Living Fossil, get that card out and then go into Link plays. Divine Sword Blade, again, just a equip card that you can add back to your hand from the graveyard, especially if like you have Plague and you want to activate its effect from the graveyard and you have no cards in your hand. Just banish 2 warriors, get that card into your hand. And then a Road, of course, just because it can add a level 4 lower warrior monster for you. Absolutely amazing. Now, into the extra deck, I control 2 Tales of the Noble Knights. Just again a great card. Just you can add whatever warrior, you can't use it. This is usually when you go into that Spell Striker. I'll again show you the combo. Link Ross, absolutely amazing. Just 2 tokens on the field and then sink them off. It's absolutely great. 2 Kriston Halifaxes are of course amazing. Because honestly, Kriston Halifax and Link Ross should be banned, and then Kriston again can get a tuner out of the deck into the field. Mechana Phantom Beast Odorodon, of course, get 3 tokens onto the field that you can sink out of. Again, I'll show you all the combo play with these. Access Code Talker. Now, this is one of the extra deck. This is one card in the extra deck that you can probably replace, especially since it's an expensive card. Usually I don't go into this card until like my 2nd turn if I have the cards on the field. So if you want to replace with something else, especially when Phantom Rage comes out and then General Oliver, the Synchro, comes out in Phantom Rage, and then you want to place that in your deck, we could probably replace it with, or fill it in out of, take Access Code Talker out and then put General Oliver in. Infernoble Knight Charles, of course, this is just the synchro for Infernoble Knights you go into. You can equip. This is usually the combo play with Smoke Grenade to get rid of their hand. Captain Royland, it's good. It's good. Level 5 synchro. It's a tuner as well. So you can usually go 2-3, pull out the 5, activate its effect, and then sync him off and still get his effect at the end phase. Martial Metal Marcher, the level 3 tuner. For the sync, just sync and then pull, and then the tuner you use to sync him, you can just put him back on the field. It's absolutely amazing. Tatsunaku, using one of the cards from your hand. This is usually when you use Spellcaster or Spell Striker, to use Spell Striker in the hand and Tatsunaku to go into Coral Dragon, which is absolutely amazing. Herald of the Arclight, just good to have. You can pull him out. If he's on the field, he's pretty good because, you know, anything that goes to the graveyard is banished. Coral Dragon, you know, you just get him on the field and then sync him off for that 1 card draw. Borload's Savage Dragon. Again, I know if you're building this deck in real life, it's really hard to build. This deck is pretty expensive, but I would say you can't really replace Borload because it's a good card to have. I would waste the money on this. I don't know about Axis Code Talker. I took a card out. I don't know what card that was. Access Code Talker you can take out, especially since it's going for like $60. Maybe one triple tactics you can take out. But this is one of those cards you must have. And then Ignoble Knight. Again, this is just if you have Renaud and Ogier on the field, you can sink them into Ignoble Knight and then equipped Drundle from the deck. And if you don't want Drundle, then go Joyce. But that's for the side decks. I would say you can probably fill these in if you want. Like if you want to use 2 ogres only or 2 ogres only, you can throw Ash in there. They're always nice. Again, none of this deck doesn't use traps, but if you want to throw some traps, I would use Infinite Appearance. Again, another expensive card though. Dark Ruler No More is probably another good side deck, but I don't think throwing it in the main deck is that good. And then Nibiru is a side deck. This is one of the side decks. Just because it's, well, Nibiru, to get rid of their whole field for a tribute and then special him, it's absolutely amazing. But I would say Dark Ruler, Infinite Appearance, and Ash Blossom can probably fit in the deck somewhere if you move the deck around. So that's about it for the deck profile. I'm about to go into what the combo plays are with the computer first, and then go into a battle with a person. So I'm now here to show you guys the combo plays for the deck. Before I get into it, I gotta thank, credit at least, Jared Sintamore. I hope pronouncing that last name right. But because he's one of the main reasons why the Infernoble deck looks like how it is, because his combos basically are the same thing. Hell, the deck is nearly the same thing. And then also I gotta say Power Tool Dragon. The reason why we don't use Power Tool Dragon is because it's a level 7 synchro, which first off is really, with the deck at least I'm controlling, doesn't get pulled out very much. You can do it obviously, but it doesn't really get pulled out as much as, you know, all the other combos. And also its effect is kind of worth it. You get to add a equip spell, which doesn't really like, it seems good on paper, but it doesn't really affect the game any much, because the other effects, you show 3, you get to add 1, and the other 2 get discarded. So the reason why that's good is because you get to add a equip spell, but the reason why I don't use it is because this deck already uses so many equips and gets equips to the grave anyways. There's really no point with the Power Tool Dragon. It's just another card you can use if you want to replace Access Code Talker. But I would say don't use it because you're going to get the equip cards anyways, and you're going to get them in the grave anyways to get gear filled out on the field. It's the equip spells get out pretty fast anyways without Power Duel Dragon is basically what I'm saying. But let's just get into what the combo plays are. I'm versing a computer first, and then I'll go into a person. Usually you want to go first with this deck because, well, that's just the meta. So here I'm going to go into a Heritage of the Chalice. I already have Renaud and Ogre, so I'm probably just going to add Joyce. And usually if you want to go into a Neospace Connector, you can, but I'm probably just going to go into an Ogre. Just a little, and I did switch platform for this. I am using Dueling Nexus instead of Dueling Book, which I was using for the the deck profile. But I'm using Dueling Nexus just because it's automatic and it's way faster, even though it has some lag as well. So when you pull out, you want to send Gearfield to the graveyard, and then you want to special summon Renaud to the field, and then add Gearfield. And then you want to sink into Ignoble Knight. And then you do want to use his effect to equip Drundle to him, and then activate Drundle to add Fireflint. And then you're going to not activate Living Fossil, you're going to activate Fireflint Lady. And then go into the Noble Knight. and then you're going to activate it. This is when you add your Spell Striker, and it cannot be anything else. Maybe Aqua Dolphin you can do if you don't have, or just end up not controlling Spell Striker. You can do Aqua Dolphin, but I'm going to go Spell Striker. Just you'll see why in a second. And then you're going to activate its bottom effect. You get to send 2 equip cards. The equip cards I usually send is Smoke Grenade and Divine Sword. And then I usually special summon Ginba. It doesn't really matter what you special summon here, but I special summon Ginba. And then you want to go into a Link Cross by destroying the Noble Knight. And then you want to summon 2 tokens onto the field. And then this is when you go into your the Martial Metal Marcher. Come on. Oh wait, did I not click special summon? There we go. Alrighty, there you go. And then you want to activate its effect, and then get Genba back onto the field. And then this is when you go into Christ on Halifax. And you're going to activate it, of course. And then this is when you go into your Plague Spreader Zombie. And then you pull out Tatsunaku. And then this is when usually you can get your combos out now. If you want to summon Gearfield now, you can. I'm just going to keep it in hand, just in case. Then here you want to go into Odorodon by using Christon Halifax and Martial Metal Marcher. They're 2 machines in the deck. And then summon the 3 tokens onto the field. And now you special summon into a Coral Dragon first by using Tatsunaku and then Spell Striker. And to go into the Coral Dragon. And then you special summon Charles and then get that draw from Coral Dragon. Which, oh wow, ended up being that. And then you're going to activate Plague from the Grave by top decking whatever you want to top deck. And then you want to special summon Royland first to get his effect off. And then you go into board load. And then you do want to activate him. And then usually if you have a Dorodon in the grave, do it. Like if you end up getting drawing Smoke Grenade, then this is usually when you want to activate Smoke Grenade before you go into board load. Activate Smoke Grenade, equip it to whatever you want to equip it to. I would say equip, except for a Dorodon because you're destroying it. So destroy a Dorodon by its own effect, and then destroy Smoke Grenade, and then look at their hand. But I didn't draw first hand, so it's whatever. So this is when I just go into the Noble Knight, equipped. And then I do not activate Emperor Charles yet. So then I'm just gonna summon it. We're gonna banish Drundle. And then go into Gearfield. And then I'm going to equip no. I'm gonna equip Ogre and Captain Royland. And then, usually, if you went first, this is where you end your turn. And so I will. But before you end it, you want to activate Emperor Charles by equipping Smoke Grenade and then equipping Ogre. Unless you already have an Ogre, then you want to go Charles. Or not Charles, Oliver. And then you activate, since a card got equipped, you activate his effect to destroy 1 card. And that 1 card, of course, will be Smoke Grenade to look at their hand. And then in this one, I will probably discard MST, because it's a Utopia deck. And then if Royland's effect goes into play, discard, and then add whatever warrior monster you want to add. I'm going to add Gearfield, just in case he gets rid of everything. And then, of course, let him do his turn. And then, end phase of their turn, you can still activate Charles. But instead of you going for Smoke Grenade, I would usually go into a different equip spell. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll do Divine Sword in this case. And then activate. And then pop it, whatever you want to pop, which will be his backfield because, well, Book of Moon. And then here, doesn't really matter. You can just, I'm just going to activate Mechana Phantom Beast to destroy Star Drawing. Go into the battle phase and then OTKO. So that's the combo with this deck. I will now go into an actual battle for you guys to see how actual players handle this deck. Alrighty, found a game. Oh well, he didn't ready up. There we go. And then we'll start. So this deck always wants to go first if you can't. So if you do win, you want to go first, and I lose. So that's just basically because it's the meta. And holy, this hand is actually okay. Again, with this deck, no matter what, you are going to draw a good hand. And what am I versing here? I am. Oh, I think yeah. Here we go. Cubic cards, huh? Am I versing a cubic deck? Oh my god, I am. And then he's special. Yeah, there he is. Cannot be so. Oh, did we both take 3,000? Ah, okay. Alrighty, so now I have both. I'm gonna act. This is when you don't want to know some of them first. You want to activate card effects, see if they can negate before you go into your combos. Bait the negation. So here I will add. It doesn't really matter. I'll go Fire Flint Lady. And then you can go Neo Space. It's again up to you. But since I have this combo right here, I'm gonna go into a Renaud, which I don't think has anything to negate. And then special summon again. Already showed you the combo. You know what I'm gonna do. Get Gearfield back, and then go into a special summon of Ignoble Knight. Don't really need to because I have everything I need in my hand, but its effect is just nice to pull off. And then activate. And we will add a Asphalt, because why not? And then we'll go into a... That's when if you don't have Fire Flint Lady, you go into a Fire Flint Lady. But I already had it in my hand, so I didn't need to go for it. And then this is when you sink into the Noble Knight. Yeah, this is the one thing about this deck. It's very consistent. You never really draw into bad hands. And again, add Spell Striker with his effect, and then activate the 2 to get a tuner onto the field. And since we already have Smoke Grenade in the hand, it probably just send another Dreadnought. And then we'll summon Gimba, just because it's a high defense monster. And then we will go Link Cross, of course, a card that should have been banned on the ban list, but it didn't. So it didn't really affect this deck too much. And then with that, we'll go into our Martial Metal Marcher, which I might be pronouncing wrong. And then we'll activate the effect to get Gimba back onto the field. And then we'll go, do not go into Tatsunaku, go into Crystal Halifax. And then get Plague out, and then go into a Tatsunaku. Alrighty, and then this is when you go into your Adoradon. And then get 3 out onto the field, of course, because always. And then Tatsunaku effect to get Coral Dragon out onto the field. And then Coral Dragon to Emperor Charles and activate Coral Dragon from the hand. And then this is when you equipped, and you can just equip it to whoever, I'll equip it to a token for here, because just to prove that you can do it to whatever. Then activate Adoradon's effect to destroy 1 card, destroy itself, and then destroy Smoke Grenade. Look at him. Probably get rid of... Okay, so that doesn't matter, so we'll go to... What's the spell do? Make sure you always read, because you never know. Okay, during your opponent's turn... do you have your opponent's life? Oh, so why... So he banished this card to do something, I forgot. So I will send, I guess I'll just send the trap, because why not? Doesn't really matter. Then I will go into a Plague Spreader. We will top deck Connector because we really don't need it. And then we will special summon Royland. And then we'll go into a, oh yeah, activate. And then we will go into Borload. And then since we do have, Odorodon on in the grave, equipped Odorodon instead. Because it gets 3 instead of 2. And then do not activate Imperial Trials. And we'll most likely game him here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then we'll activate to get, we'll banish a Trundle to get Gearfield onto the field. And then get Ogre to Gearfield. No, you can get Charles. Well, okay. So this is when you, first turn, you want to save Emperor Charles' effect to get Smoke Grenade, but since this was my first turn and he has something on the field, I'm going to pop it. If I can. Oh no, it's unaffected by other monster effects. So I can't even do anything. So I'm not going to activate it. Then after that, there really isn't anything. I can't game him just yet, can I? I can add a fire monster. Oh, I win. But just to see, I'm just gonna end it there. But just how you guys saw that, I pulled out everything pretty fast, and he had really no response to it. I was hoping I was versing cards that can negate one card, but you can, just to prove that Infernoble Knights can play through a lot of negations. But I didn't get that one duel, and then I don't want to keep wasting your guys' time trying to find other duels and stuff like that. But I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, leave a like, and then subscribe for, I'm gonna keep doing Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and then yeah, probably more deck profiles. You know, if you go into my deck editor, I have a shit ton of deck appliances, Datascape, Fenny decks, for fuck's sakes. Holy crap, that deck is crazy but cute as shit. Jinzo, which I haven't built yet, but I do have the deck saved. Mech Lords and Prank Kids. So if you want to see any of those deck builds, just let me know in the comments, and then I will probably do it. Well, I'll probably do it anyways, but you know, just let me know which one you want me to do first. Hope you guys enjoyed, and then I will see you guys next time.